them the anti-parasitic medicine to give up to our pets because we're always with them. We're always taking care of our pets, so it's really important to look after them as well. And so for our first speaker, he is an associate professor and currently the current chair of the Department of Veterinary Paraclinical Sciences at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños College of Veterinary Medicine. He also obtained his PhD from Yamaguchi University in Japan as a Japanese government scholar. He is also a parent of 5 dogs: Tatsy, Crinkles, Snoopy, Ina-chan, and Belle. That's a lot of dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Dr. Remil Galay.
Thank you. Good morning. Morning, everyone. So I would like to thank Beerback first for inviting me here, and I'm delighted to share my knowledge and expertise to all of you. So I will be discussing about the control of external parasites, but let me warn you that some of the pictures that you will see in the next slides might be too graphic for you. Okay? So before going to the external parasites, I would like to emphasize that actually the Philippines is one of the top 10 countries with high population of dogs and high interest in dog ownership. And in fact, we have 12 million dog owners in the Philippines. And during the COVID-19, interestingly, so probably you have heard many became plantitos or plantitas. But the pet ownership also became more popular during the pandemic. And most of, in Southeast Asia, the Philippines is among the highest, has the highest population with interest in pet ownership. Okay, so based on this statistics, 67% of the Filipinos have a dog in their house. So that's why no wonder we have lots of dogs here in the country. Okay. And well, among the common problems encountered by many dog owners would be the external parasites. Okay. And the top external parasites that dog owners encounter would be the fleas or the pulgas and the ticks or garapata. So I hope if you had dogs, so it did not reach this point na yung tinatawag po namin na garapatang tinubuan ng aso. Okay, so but it's still quite a common scene, particularly in stray dogs or those that are not well taken care of. So these ectoparasites, they cause several harm to the pet. So number one, through their blood-sucking habit. So they suck blood, so they rob our pets of nutrients. And then in severe cases, if the infestation is high, then it can cause anemia. Okay, so that's number one. And then their blood-sucking habit, so of course they bite the skin of the dog, so that can damage the skin of the dog. And then their saliva contains lots of allergens. That's why, so even if the bite is just in one side, it can actually spread all over the body because of the allergic reaction. Okay? Aside from that, so ticks and fleas can transmit several diseases. And we have our own study published in 2018 in an international journal showing, so I don't want to burden you with data, but I just want to emphasize here that dogs can get infected with more than one kind of pathogen or the disease-causing agent transmitted by ticks. So for example, here you can see that 107 dogs are infected with at least one kind of pathogen. 15.7% or 22 dogs out of those 250 that we tested, no? So are infected with at least two types of pathogens. 6 or 4.3% were infected with at least 3 types of different combinations, and 2 were infected with 4 combination. So it means that the dog, those 2 dogs for example, are experiencing 4 kinds of diseases at the same time because they just got it from the tick. Okay? And well, probably you are well familiar or you have heard already about ehrlichiosis. Based on our study, it is the leading disease transmitted by ticks in the Philippines. Okay? And our findings also showed the presence of rickettsia. Rickettsia is a zoonotic or a disease that can be acquired also by humans. So there are also instances that ticks can bite humans. Well, please, probably you have, if you have already experienced, so humans can also get bitten by fleas and you can also have that allergic reaction. They are actually nasty, no? So I don't like, so kasi madali sila, they can jump, no? So and they are highly mobile, okay? And they are more difficult to find, no, yung fleas. So ticks, you can, they are not that mobile and they are bigger, so it's easier for them to spot, okay? But so again, back to that, so meaning that there is evidence that there is a possibility that, for example, a dog closely living with humans, no, so their owners, so if their tick accidentally gets into the human and the tick is infected with this particular pathogen, rickettsia, then it can transmit or it can be acquired by the human. No? So, and it happens in other countries. So, but we don't have report yet here in the Philippines. A newer study published last year also showed the presence of different pathogens, including the rickettsia that I've mentioned, no, in ticks and fleas from dogs in Metro Manila. And there was also a high percent of positivity to those pathogens. So this further emphasizes the need to really control these ticks and fleas. Okay? So because you will not only protect the dogs from getting sick, but also yourselves. Okay, so aside from the ticks and fleas, there are other ectoparasites. So, ito yung kuto in Tagalog. No? But actually, there are 3 types of lice. Okay? So, these are the pictures from the under the microscope. So, by the way, so as mentioned earlier, I'm a faculty member. So, these are the pictures that I share with my students. Okay? So, they can cause, again, irritation, hair loss, okay, and well, they are not pleasant to look at, especially when there's too many of them in the dog. Okay, so it's very important, as I have already mentioned, that we keep our dogs or we keep these external parasites off from our dogs, no, from our pets. And there are many available medications or methods that you can employ. So among the easy to use probably would be in the form of soap and shampoos. However, the effect is not long lasting because usually after, for example, during bathing, if you use that particular medication against the tick and fleas, also or shampoo or soap, okay, so after washing, then it will only kill those ticks and fleas in the dog at the time of bathing. But the problem is there could be remaining ticks and fleas in the environment of the dog. Okay, so that's why probably you notice, no, so yung pabalik-balik, no, so you just treated it and then magkakaroon na naman. Okay, so it's because of that, because these ticks and fleas can also remain in the environment. Okay, so without residual effect, So the protection will not last long. Okay, and then there are others. Okay, for example, chewables that can be given. Okay, but mostly for these chewables, they will only kill these two. Okay, but there is no proven effect against the other external parasites like the lice, or there is even no protection against mosquitoes in those chewable tablets. Okay, so one of the oldest tick control medication is fipronil. Okay, so it's been in the market, I believe, during the 1990s. Okay, so so it's already 2022. Then back in 2019, I believe, or 2018, so there were some claims that fipronil is not working anymore. Okay, against ticks. So I decided to carry out this particular research if there is already resistance to fipronil, because probably the fipronil is not working anymore because of the presence of resistance. Although the reports on resistance to fipronil is very few. I'm only aware of one or two reports in the US, but not yet in other countries. Okay, so we performed this investigation and we did not find any evidence of resistance. And in fact, fipronil remains to be effective against ticks. Okay, so aside from that, there are new drugs, okay, that have been formulated. No? So combined, so there is combination of two drugs, fipronil combined with another drug, permethrin. Okay, so the combination of these drugs gives stronger killing effect against the external parasites that I mentioned. Okay, so because now they are synergistic. Okay, so and additionally, aside from the stronger killing effect, it will prevent the occurrence of resistance to one drug, because then may ka-partner siya. Nakuha nyo? So, yun. So, and it has been shown to be effective in different ticks. So, well, most of the studies that I found were conducted in Europe, but at least in the second paper, so the study examined the effect against different kinds of ticks. We have one kind of tick here in the Philippines that is affecting our dogs. And in that study, they showed that it can kill that particular tick that is also present here. Okay? And then, aside from that, it has been also proven to show good efficacy, also 100% efficacy against the flea. Okay? So additionally, I've mentioned, so this is a good feature of this drug combination, because in one study, it was able to prevent the transmission of one blood parasite, Babesia, that is transmitted by the tick. Okay? So it not only killed the ticks and prevented the infestation in the dog, but it was also able to prevent the dog from acquiring the pathogen or the Babesia. Okay, so that's added protection. Okay, and then another feature or good finding, no, in the use of this particular drug combination, fipronil and permethrin, is that it was able to repel and kill mosquitoes. Okay, so at least in that particular study, it had long anti-feeding or repelling effect. So for 30 days, so it was able to repel more than 90% of the mosquitoes. For the mosquito killing effect, so 7 days, I think it was able to kill more than 50%, and then it decreased. But the good thing is at least it was able to repel the mosquitoes for a long time. Why is it important that we also protect the dogs from mosquitoes? Because one of the problems or severe disease that is also that should be prevented in dogs is the heartworm. And heartworm is being transmitted by mosquitoes. So thus, it emphasizes the need, of course, to protect the dogs as well from mosquitoes. Okay. So with that, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to entertain questions from you. So, but if I cannot answer all your questions, or if you think of additional questions later on after this particular event, you may reach me through this email. So this is the logo of my research team in UPLB, the tick group, because our focus is mostly on ticks and the tick-borne diseases or the diseases that they transmit. So again, thank you very much.